Welcome to the Digital Intellect, bringing you the latest news from around the world. A new line is being drawn on the map of global trade, not with ink but with steel, concrete, and a staggering $50 billion investment. This is not just another infrastructure project, it's a bold bet that could reshape the very roots that power the world's economy. In the narrowest part of Mexico, a monumental project is underway, the interoceanic corridor of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec. Backed by significant Chinese investment, this initiative is set to rival the legendary Panama Canal, offering a new passageway for global commerce and potentially redrawing the map of international shipping. For over a century, Panama has been the shortcut between the Atlantic and Pacific, a vital artery for global trade and a symbol of engineering prowess. Now, that dominance is being challenged by a project that could alter economic alliances and the geopolitical balance of power, shifting influence and opportunity in ways the world has yet to fully grasp. This isn't just about moving ships, it's a bold strategic move by China, embedding its influence deeper into the Western Hemisphere. For Mexico, it's a transformative opportunity to become a global logistics hub, attracting investment, creating jobs, and elevating its role on the world stage. But this ambitious vision comes with immense risks: environmental, social, and economic. Local communities worry about displacement, while environmentalists warn of irreversible damage to fragile ecosystems and water sources. The plan includes a high-speed freight railway, modernized ports, new highways, and sprawling industrial parks, all designed to create a seamless corridor for goods to flow between oceans. The goal? To offer a faster, more efficient alternative to Panama, reducing shipping times and costs for companies around the globe. It's a direct response to recent global supply chain disruptions and the growing vulnerabilities of the Panama Canal, which has faced droughts and congestion, threatening the reliability of this crucial trade route. As construction ramps up, the world is watching closely. Will this new corridor become a beacon of progress and innovation, or will it serve as a cautionary tale of overreach and unintended consequences? This is a story of ambition, competition, and consequence, playing out across a 200-mile stretch that could soon change how our world connects, trades, and thrives in the decades to come. To grasp the significance of a new interoceanic canal, we must look at the giants that came before. The Suez Canal, completed in 1869, connected the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, revolutionizing trade between Europe and Asia. The Panama Canal, opened in 1914, linked the Atlantic and Pacific, transforming global shipping and symbolizing American power. These canals became choke points of immense strategic value, influencing military strategy and the global economy. The 2021 Suez blockage by the Ever Given showed how a single incident can disrupt the entire global supply chain. This vulnerability drives the search for alternatives and greater resilience in world trade. The dream of a canal through Mexico's isthmus is centuries old, but only now, with Chinese capital and technology, is it becoming reality. If successful, it could become the new preferred passage between the seas, reshaping global trade once again. China's interest in a Mexican canal is a calculated extension of its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, a global strategy designed to reshape international trade and expand its economic influence far beyond Asia. By investing in this corridor, China aims to secure vital trade routes in the Americas, ensuring its goods can move swiftly and efficiently across continents, and reducing reliance on traditional maritime passages. The interoceanic corridor stretches 200 miles, connecting Salina Cruz on the Pacific coast to Coatzacoalcos on the Gulf of Mexico, cutting across the narrowest part of southern Mexico. Unlike the famous Panama Canal, this is a dry canal, a high-speed freight railway that shuttles containers between two modernized ports in under 6 hours, offering a new model for interoceanic transport. The ports are being massively expanded to accommodate the world's largest ships, while the corridor promises faster, more reliable transit than Panama, which increasingly faces delays and water shortages due to overuse and environmental stress. Climate change is threatening Panama's water supply, causing frequent bottlenecks and making this Mexican alternative even more attractive to global shippers. Chinese state-owned enterprises are providing much of the $50 billion investment, along with advanced technology, engineering expertise, and project management, ensuring the corridor's rapid development. For China, this corridor is a strategic way to bypass US-controlled choke points, diversify its trade routes, and reduce vulnerability to geopolitical tensions in the region. For Mexico, it's a transformative opportunity to become a logistics powerhouse, attracting new industries, jobs, and international investment to its southern states. This project is more than just infrastructure. It's a bold strategic play for influence, economic power, and a rebalancing of trade dynamics in America's backyard. The stakes couldn't be higher, as the world watches to see how this corridor will reshape global commerce and power in the 21st century. As of July 2025, the interoceanic corridor is rapidly taking shape, transforming the landscape of southern Mexico. This ambitious mega-project is not only a feat of engineering but also a symbol of the region's growing economic aspirations. The first $10 billion in investment is being poured into core infrastructure, completely overhauling the railway system and transforming the ports of Coatzacoalcos and Salina Cruz into world-class, high-capacity facilities that can compete on a global scale. New deep-water terminals and state-of-the-art cranes are under construction, while 10 industrial parks are planned to attract manufacturing, boost exports, and create a robust, made-in-Mexico supply chain that could rival those in Asia. Shipping giant Maersk is already exploring preferential use of the corridor, citing potential transit time reductions of up to 4 days to U.S. East Coast ports, a game-changer for global logistics. Once fully operational, the corridor could handle up to 1.4 million containers a year, capturing an estimated 5% of the lucrative Asia-U.S. East Coast trade, and positioning Mexico as a key player in international shipping. Annual revenue could reach $8 billion, offering a faster, more predictable route for high-value goods, and providing a significant boost to the national economy and local communities. The first phase of the railway and port upgrades is set for completion by late 2026, marking a major milestone in the project's timeline and setting the stage for future expansion. Project leaders express both urgency and optimism, calling it a new economic engine for North America and a catalyst for regional development, job creation, and innovation. But the challenges, technical, financial, and logistical, are immense. Overcoming them will require unprecedented coordination, investment, and vision from all stakeholders involved. The interoceanic corridor is more than a Mexican project, it's a development with global consequences. For Mexico, it promises jobs, investment, and a new role as a nearshoring hub for North America. For China, it's a masterstroke, a secure, efficient route for goods to the U.S. East Coast, bypassing the U.S.-influenced Panama Canal. This deepens China's influence in Mexico and Latin America, advancing its Belt and Road ambitions. The U.S. watches warily, balancing the benefits of a more resilient supply chain against concerns over Chinese control of critical infrastructure nearby. The Panama Canal now faces a formidable competitor, likely driving down transit fees and forcing greater efficiency. Central American and Caribbean economies built around Panama Canal trade may face disruption. Shipping companies will have new choices, reshaping routes and costs worldwide. The corridor is redrawing the balance of trade and power in the Americas. The stakes are global. The corridor's promise comes at a steep price. It cuts through one of Mexico's most biodiverse regions, threatening rainforests, wildlife, and indigenous lands. Environmental groups warn of deforestation, habitat loss, and water pollution, while indigenous communities fear displacement and loss of heritage. Protests and legal challenges continue, with skepticism about promised benefits and mitigation efforts. The government pledges ecological protection zones, reforestation, and local investment, but trust is low. The challenge balancing national development with environmental preservation and indigenous rights. The world is watching to see if this balance can be achieved. Experts are divided on the Tehuantepec corridor's promise and peril. Economists see a game-changer for North American competitiveness, attracting investment and supercharging nearshoring. Geopolitical analysts warn of strategic risks, especially with significant Chinese control over critical infrastructure so close to the U.S. Environmental scientists are the most alarmed, calling the corridor a threat to one of the world's last great rainforests and its species. Many argue that mitigation plans are insufficient for the scale of potential damage. Logistics experts are cautiously optimistic but stress that the dry canal model adds complexity. Every container must be unloaded, railed, and reloaded, increasing risk and cost. The corridor must prove it can be seamless, reliable, and faster than Panama to win market share. These voices highlight the project's immense promise and its profound risks. The debate is far from settled. The world's eyes are on Mexico. The interoceanic corridor is a showcase of modern engineering. Its 300-kilometer double-track railway is built for double-stacked containers and high-speed heavy traffic. Ports are being re-engineered with automated cranes and AI-powered logistics to minimize delays. The region's seismic activity and tropical storms demand robust, disaster-resistant infrastructure. Engineers must design for earthquakes, floods, and landslides with advanced drainage and reinforced slopes. The scale is massive. Thousands of workers, complex supply chains, and simultaneous sub-projects. Any delay or disaster could undermine the corridor's promise of speed and reliability. Success depends on flawless execution in one of Mexico's most challenging environments. The Interoceanic Corridor stands as a symbol of global ambition and responsibility. It offers Mexico prosperity and the world a more resilient trade network, but at what cost? True progress must balance economic gains with environmental protection and respect for indigenous rights. The project's legitimacy depends on transparent dialogue, rigorous safeguards, and ensuring local communities benefit. If it fails socially or environmentally, it will be a hollow victory. The world must demand accountability and sustainable development. The future of the isthmus is unwritten. It can inspire or serve as a warning. The choice is being made now, at this crossroads between ambition and responsibility.